going to be a wild card team. As you look at the wild card contenders, Jets have some catching up to do with Kansas City and the Raiders. Ahead of them, Seattle, Miami, and the Jets, all at 5-5.
Well, that playoff situation is not about talking about. It's about going out and playing like a playoff team. So I think the Jets can forget about playoffs at this time and go out and prove that they are a playoff caliber football team.
Wind is going to be a tremendous factor today. It is very, very windy. The wind is blowing out of the north. You see the Old Glory straight out. Wind chill at 20, but the projections were it could go down into the about 5 degrees chill factor. So it's going to be a day when we'll probably have the ball turned over. It's tough to hold on to. Now the Patriots ready to kick it off. This is Charlie Bauman, their place kicker, in for the injured Jason Starofsky. He's got the wind at his back, and he booms a high kick that's going to carry down into the end zone. And wisely, A.B. Brown of the Jets elects not to bring it out. So the Jets open up 1st and 10 at their 20, working into this gusting wind out of the north.
From Northampton, New Hampshire. Melissa is this week's winner of the Toys R Us T-Boy
The Jets have defeated the Patriots the last 3 times they've played. Beat them soundly both times a year ago. Here's Jerry Austin, our referee.
Number 91 was offside on the kickoff. The penalty is refused. 1st and 10 on the 20.
To register.
Offensive line for the Jets: Criswell, Cadogan, Sweeney, White, and Eatman. Irv Eatman's not allowed a sack. O'Brien at quarterback. His numbers moving up nicely. Blair Thomas, they're waiting for the big game from him. Brad Baxter has scored 8 touchdowns. Toon and Moore, 2 terrific wideouts. Dresser starts at tight end for the injured Boyer. Airing it out on 1st down and throwing a fastball into that wind, and it tails on him and takes off. Ronnie Lefette was covering on the play. Al Toon was the intended receiver. Front 7 for the Patriots. This is a good defense, despite what you may have heard about the Patriots. Agnew, Goad, and Williams across the front. Tippett's having a terrific year. Lockhart, an inside backer. Vincent Brown, they call him the Undertaker. He buries people. And Singleton starts at the outside backer position. Ronnie Lefette and Maurice Hurst are the corners. Colin, a rookie, and Gordon are the safeties. This is the weak area of the New England defense, the secondary. O'Brien goes to the run on 2nd and 10, and Baxter is slammed down at the 17-yard line. A loss on the play of 3 yards. Ray Agnew, number 92, a second-year player, was in there to make the first hit.
Well, Andre Tippett told us that they thought that they could stop the Jets from running the ball, and with that last play, they showed that they can very well do that so far. But one of the things they want to do, they wanted to force Ken O'Brien into being a drop-back passer. They felt like that was the way they could win this football game, by forcing O'Brien to throw the ball.
Extra defensive backs in the game now for New England. As O'Brien on 3rd and 13 stands in, lofts the long ball downfield, not close. For the diving Chris Burkett at the 47-yard line. So the Jets offense 3 downs and out. And now Aguilar has to come out and punt it into a wind that you could almost foul it off here. I'm not thinking back over your own head.
That's right. We were watching in the warm-ups. Boy, they kicked a couple of them up that just started blowing back the other way. So this is a tough situation for Aguilar. I think it's very important to kick a spiral. And anytime that ball gets to rotating a little bit oblong, it's going to blow back the other way.
Jerome Henderson is the man back to return. It's an end-over-end kick. Henderson's going to let it bounce, takes a jet hop, and is picked up on the run. Here is Henderson turning upfield and across midfield. And so the Patriots offense starts 1st and 10 on the Jet side of the 50. Cat Kelly ran the return man Henderson out of bounds.
They run the ball on offense. Patriots.
39-yard punt.
They'll be working.
Personal foul. Let it go out of bounds. 15 yards. First down.
Yeah, that hurts. Jets off to a poor start with a personal foul. Kelly hits the return man Henderson out of bounds, and so the Patriots, with the wind at their back, start inside the Jet 30 amount.
And they've got, the most important thing about that, they've got the wind at their back, so they have an opportunity to not only get Leonard Russell started, but if they want to throw the ball, they're in a perfect position to go up top.
Wind is going to be a major factor all day long. It's not going to let up. Double tight ends now in Cook and Coates. McMurtry coming in motion on first down and 10. Hugh Millen, the quarterback, hands off to that standout rookie. Leonard Russell, he's hit by Kelly, and the Patriots cough it up, and the Jets have the ball. So the Jet defense comes up big on the Patriots' first play from scrimmage. Frees the ball from the rookie Leonard Russell. Eric McMillan has forced his 5th fumble of the year.
We're talking about maintaining that enthusiasm and excitement, but when you come up with a play like that, it just really takes the wind out of your sails. There you see Leonard Russell taking a handoff, trying to spin for extra yardage, and that ball is just popped out of there, right there. You see it pop out. And Eric McMillan, who was always around the ball, comes up with it one more time.
By Kelly, 58, might have got the first stick.
Leonard Russell takes the turn. All of a sudden, there's the ball popping out. Eric McMillan picks it up.
Now to live action. Jets try to run again, and the Patriots, a play fake and a beauty as the whole Patriot defense and this announcer bought the fake. And then the ball is drilled out on the flat and completed to Rob Moore. The Patriots were talking about their admiration of Ken O'Brien's ability to play fake, to fake the ball to a runner and then drop and throw.
One of the most important things about running any type of underneath pattern is you got to always make the defender think that you're going deep. And if you watch Rob Moore here, watch him just turn around. There he turns around and stops, loses his footing, and Moore comes up with a great catch. Great pattern. And we must say they just put this field down. It's only been down for the last 5 days. But you notice Hurst was the only one who slipped.
Yeah, it's a brand new field, just laid down our natural turf on Tuesday. Here's a run, and quickly, Blair Thomas, trying to cut back, is knocked down by Brent Williams at the 45-yard line. So the Jets' initial offense was nothing at all. A run that lost 3, 2 incomplete passes, and a punt. And then on the first carry from scrimmage, Leonard Russell is free to the ball by Joe Kelly. McMillan comes up with it. Now the Jets have the ball at their 44-yard line with 12:50 to go in the first quarter. Jets have not done well off opponents' turnovers. Lost 20, but have scored only 32 points off them. You see what the opposition has done to their turnovers. Whistles and flags all over. The Patriots come in with a 27th rated pass defense in the NFL.
Ball start, number 67 and number 75. 5 yards.
White, Neatman, Ahmad, the right side of the offensive line moved early.
And a big right side of the offensive line. You see them both clinch right there, and then picked up by the linesman.
When we met with Jets coach Bruce Cosell yesterday, he was quite optimistic that the Jets could light up this Patriots secondary. New England rated 27th in the league after last week's game against the pass. And here's O'Brien looking to throw again, another open man. This time Al Toon catches the ball and carries it out to the 49-yard line.
You have to respect the deep speed so much of these wide receivers like Al Toon and Rob Moore that you've got to play back off of them. And when you do that, you give up that little stop pattern right there. And one of the things about Toon, he has such good running ability after he catches the ball that he can turn a little 8-yard stop pattern like that into a big gainer. One thing that Toon has not done is get into the end zone. I talked to him, reminding him before the game today that, Al, you haven't been in the end zone lately. He said, I think I may get in today.
Caught a lot of balls, 46 catches, but none for touchdowns. It's third down, and the Jets need 4. Blair Thomas cut to the outside, and Thomas is going to be cut down just short of where he had to go. He had to get down to the 46-yard line, and he got to about the 47. Tim Gordon, an extra defensive back, 41, knocked him down. Blair Thomas coming off the field, the number 2 pick in the entire draft a year ago. He has not scored a touchdown yet this year for the Jets.
A yard to go.
Blair Thomas with a couple of opportunities to turn that ball up inside, and I'm sure that's what his Running back coach is telling me there, when you only have 4 yards to go, you can't go side to side. You got to turn that ball upfield.
Irving Fryer is back now, awaiting Aguiar's punt. There's Fryer, who still has the ability to break at the distance. Punt hit high in the air, and it's completely stopped by the wind, and Fryer fair catches the ball at his 20. And the Patriots offense comes out looking to do better after turning it over on the first play from scrimmage. Patriots, their second possession. No score in the first quarter. Russell right back to the money. The big guy who fumbled his first trip doesn't fumble, but doesn't gain anything either as the Jets string it out nicely. Jeff Lageman having a very strong year at right end, 56. Patriots high in their praise of Lageman as a sending star. There's the offensive line of the Patriots. Armstrong has been a Pro Bowler at left tackle. Harlow is a terrific first-round draft choice from Southern California. He's really been good. Millen, the quarterback, getting better week by week. Ivy Joe Hunter blocks. Leonard Russell runs it. Fryer and McMurtry, the wideouts. Marv Cook, the tight end, comes in with 49 receptions. On second down and 10, isn't a whole lot for Leonard Russell as Scott Mercereau makes the stop for the Jets, number 94. We look at the Jets across their defensive front. Marvin Washington, Scott Mercereau, Dennis Byrd, and Lageman, who has 6 sacks. Mo Lewis has been the best of the Jet draft choices, playing an outstanding game at outside backer, a 4th-round pick. 3rd round, actually, for Georgia. Their cornerbacks, Brim, James Hasty, Brian Washington, and Eric McMillan in the secondary. Now John Stevens is in the backfield. He's had very limited playing time. A former standout runner, a Pro Bowler at one time, and here comes Stevens with blockers in front of him. Look at Harlow. Kick out and knocked back the strong safety, Brian Washington. R.J. Coors was the man who made the stop, 25. But the Patriots are short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 5.
Boy, with Leonard Russell and John Stevens, they got one whale of a 1-2 punch right there, but they've got some players on this football team. They just got to, they need a win to just get over the hump, to make everything worth doing. They put in the work ethic. They've done everything. They just haven't won any games.
As Dick McPherson, their coach, told us yesterday, he said, our guys work hard, they play hard, they've got to see results, though. This is a critical point in the season for us, too. Sean McCarthy hits the punt downfield with the wind at his back. He booms one, ready to run it back. Terrence Mathis weaving his way, but finally the Patriots bring him down at the 23-yard line.
Tony Zachary, number 25, on the tackle.
Zachary was on the tackle for the Patriots. With no score, the Jets ready to go on offense again.
Award-winning automobiles, Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
It doesn't have to be an auction.
The Spire in the distance, here by Brockton, Mass. Home of the late, great Rocky Marciano. Home of Greg McMurtry. Patriot wide receiver. Right now, the Jets on offense. 1st down and 10. Pitch back. Goes to Blair Thomas. And he turns it up out to the 24-yard line. Thomas, with just 2 100-yard rushing games in his career so far with the Jets, was stopped by the inside backers Lockhart and Vincent Brown. As we take a look at the ITT 10-minute ticker.
Down and 8.
Denver with a field goal by Treadwell goes in front of Kansas City, the Chiefs' favorite at home. Washington on a touchdown run by Riggs up on the Steelers. Not much happening elsewhere. 2nd down and 8 for Ken O'Brien and the Jets. Throws off and over the middle. Blair Thomas coming out of the backfield gets it and goes to the 30-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 3, tackled by Eugene Lockhart.
And
O'Brien initially was looking downfield for Rob Moore. Rob Moore was covered, and he brings the ball back and fires it over to Blair Thomas. Good work by Ken O'Brien, finding the open receiver.
O'Brien career is 5-7 against the Patriots as a starter. He comes in with 6 touchdown throws, 5 interceptions, high percentage completion as usual, 62%. Patriots have been vulnerable to 3rd down conversions. Opponents succeeding almost half the time. Baxter runs. Might have gotten there. The spot's everything.
That's one of those plays where you just have to find a crack, get up in there and try to move the entire pile. There's not going to be a hole there. You just got to move everybody there to try to get that 1st down.
Big Freddie Smirlis, number 76, a 13-year veteran who's from nearby Waltham, longtime Buffalo Bill. Then he went out as a plan B for big money to the 49ers. Now he's back in his home area playing for the Patriots. I asked him yesterday how long he's going to play. As long as they'll send the checks, he said, I'll be out there. Freddie, like Loggeman of the Jets, a motorcycle man. He will tour the country on that Harley.
He is one of the free spirits in the National Football League and a fun guy to talk to, to say the least.
Jets get the first down. Baxter runs the ball. Yards come tough, but he does get some. Working behind the right side, those big people. The road grader, Dwayne White, at 312 pounds, and Irv Eatman. And again, the inside backers, Lockhart and Brown, were the tacklers for the Patriots.
Official spot the ball.
Brad Baxter with the 8 rushing touchdowns. He's tied for the American Conference lead with Okoye of Kansas City. Second down and 6 for the Jets. O'Brien again holds the defense, releases the ball, makes the connection. Al Toon is on the run and down inside the Patriot 35-yard line. Maurice Hurst ran him out of bounds, but the Jets hit the big gainer, 28 yards.
When you are intent on stopping the run and you line up everybody up on that defensive front, O'Brien with a fine fake there to Baxter and catches Toon coming all the way across the field. That's one of those routes where he's running away from Maurice Hurst, who was covering on the right side of the field. You just take advantage of a guy like Toon's speed and range and let him come all the way across the defense, and hopefully you get the time to deliver the ball, and O'Brien had that.
Toon building up his numbers. 48 catches. He's averaged 70 catches his previous years in the league, previous 6 seasons. Quick out on the hitch. Rob Moore is on the run, and he's inside the 30-yard line down to the 29 where Maurice Hurst knocks him down. Rob Moore was an All-American player for Patriots coach Dick McPherson at Syracuse. McPherson with just lavishing praise on him, but Moore's not buying it. He said, I don't read that stuff. I know the coach Mac too well.
No, but you know, I have no reason, no ulterior motive, but this kid is one of the best receivers that I have ever seen come into the league. He has range, speed, graceful, great hands, and that's a great play on first down. You got a big receiver like that, just pick it up and fire it to him.
Well, there Thomas runs on second down and 5, short 5, and Smirlis stops him. O'Brien throwing the ball into the wind very effectively. He's now hit 5 of 7
for 64 yards. And even though they came in here wanting to run the ball, I think knowing that the weakness of New England was their defensive secondary, you got to take advantage of. Even if you have a running football team, you got receivers like Toon and Moore, you got to throw the ball, especially on this defense.
Bruce Coslett, who was the offensive coordinator for 7 years at Cincinnati, 3 times he had the #1 offense. O'Brien's hit his last 5 throws. 3rd and 3. First down Jets. Al Toon is down to the 14-yard line, where Lockhart brings him down. So against all odds and the elements, that gusting wind, O'Brien has hit 6 straight throws, the last for 13 yards.
And Al Toon playing inside, working on a linebacker, just loops around the linebacker, finds the open spot, and he's so big and rangy, he's able to come up with the catch.
Al Toon out there setting records, Ahmad.
Yes, 87th consecutive game. He's caught at least 1 pass in. That is a new Jets record. But Al Toon, almost like a basketball player is what that's about. When you line up close to the tight end, you just find an open spot and bounce off a guy and you're wide open. No difference in that and rebounding, except you get tackled after you catch the ball in football.
Toon has had big days the last 2 weeks, 14 receptions the last 2 games. Now the Jets go on first down to Brad Baxter. And Garen Ferris, number 90, makes the tackle for the Patriots.
By David Howard.
As the Jets, who grade way up there in all offensive categories, are down close in scoring range. Leahy, their usually reliable place kicker, has missed 9 this year. He's 21 of 30 is Pat Leahy.
Second down and 7.
Jets, this is where the Jets start to have a little problems once they get into this area. have dominated teams in time of possession. Once they get down in this area, they've had problems getting into the end zone.
2nd and 7. O'Brien running out of time. An errant throw and 3rd down arises. The intended receiver was Brad Baxter. Lequette was covering. The Jets have been particularly effective, though, Ahmad, in the first quarter.
They certainly have, outscoring their opponents 44-12. You'll see O'Brien here. In the past, people have said he's not very mobile. Here, steps out of the pocket and still fires it out. He's doing a lot better in terms of avoiding pressure and still being able to throw the ball downfield. I think when he first came in the league, he would take a lot of sacks.
The Jets have cut way down on sacks. He's been a tough guy to get this year. 3rd and 7 in this scoreless game. Throw, tip ball, catch by Toon, but the Jets will have to send their field goal unit out as the gain is good for only 3 yards. Jerome Henderson made the hard stick on Toon, who somehow managed to come down with the ball.
But the key to this route, you want to run the route long enough that when you catch the ball, you have the 1st down. Even had he caught it the first time and gotten tackled, he wouldn't have had the 1st down. And very fortunate there that they didn't get an interception on that play. Anytime you knock a ball up, it usually goes the other way.
Play fake, and they try it into the end zone. A sad-looking attempt, but there's a penalty marker down. A foul is on the Patriots, and the Jets will have it 1st and goal. They try a trick play.
It appeared down that the foul may be on Al Toon, who was trying to prevent.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, prevent the defender to get from getting the interception. It looked like he was holding him back. Oh my gosh! That's not what it looked like to me.
Maurice Hurst. Toon having a big day. He's already caught 4 for 53 yards. Looks like they threw this play up in the dirt.
If you watch Al Toon here now, I guess maybe that's the pass interference right there.
So the Jets, after failing miserably on the throw, get a big break. The interference call goes against the Patriots, and the Jets go 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Baxter. Andre Tippett, 56, makes the hit. He's the guy that said the Jets think they can play smash-mouth football and run the ball on us. We think we can stop it. They did there, but the Jets with still 3 downs to get it in.
And Coach Mack says, this is our leader, Andre Tippett. Everybody does as Andre does, and I have not seen Andre in this good a mood as we saw him yesterday in 7 or 8 years. I mean, just like a young rookie in there.
What really galls him is people congratulating the Patriots on being close. He said, we're not out there to play close. Going to be close. Jets might have it in. A no touchdown signal.
As you get older, Don, in this league, you realize that the future is now. Tippett can't sit there and think 4 years from now we're going to be very good, because he may not be there 4 years from now.
A.B. Brown, the carrier, gets down and close, but not in.
Great defensive stand by the Patriots.
Agnew, Tippett, and the rookie safety Harry Colin were on the stop. Now 3rd and goal from less than a yard away. Bang! Jets are in. A.B. Brown, his 1st touchdown. Only his 2nd carry.
Very nice drive by the New York Jets. They were helped out with that pass interference penalty in the end zone, but they finally put it in for 6 points. Once again, you see the left side of the Jet line just holding their own. A.B. Brown picking a hole and gets in the end zone before he's even touched. Excellent play by the Jets.
Leahy's extra point attempt is up and good. So the Jets capitalize on the pass interference call, and with 42 seconds to play in the first quarter, they take a 7-0 lead. National Football League touchdown. John Vaughn and Marvin Allen are now back to await Aguiar's kickoff. Aguiar, the man who threw that errant pass into the end zone on 4th down, a fake field goal drive. But but an interference call gave the Jets new life. Wynn catches it. Here's John Vaughn, a rookie from Michigan, diving on the ball. A good move by Vaughn. As you know, once it travels 10 yards, that's a live ball. It's up for grabs. Anybody can get it. And the Patriots offense comes back out. Cold, windy Foxborough. Hugh Millen leads the Patriots offense back out. As you see, the Jets have dominated play, running 20 offensive plays to just 4 for New England. New England fumbled on its first play from scrimmage and lost the ball. 7-0 Jets. 1-yard touchdown run by A.B. Brown. Millen improving rapidly at quarterback for the Patriots. Lockett left early, then got back. Here's a throw to Irving Fryer. And he's run out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Again on the play of the 7 yards. As we again check the ITT 10-minute ticker. Jeff George has thrown a touchdown pass for the Colts as they're up on the favored Chicago Bears.
Play, 2nd down 6, gain of 4.
Green Bay and Minnesota tied up. Atlanta on a field goal by Norm Johnson has taken a lead over Tampa Bay. The Indianapolis Colts had scored a total of 4 touchdowns in their first 9 games. They scored 4 last week against the Jets.
Millen told us yesterday he wanted to throw more on first down.
Now on second down, he takes a look, makes the throw, and there is his tight end, Marv Cook, who's all the way out to the 46-yard line. Rookie linebacker Mo Lewis finally ran him down. Lewis in pass coverage, but he runs him down 19 yards downfield.
The thing that makes that important is having a guy like Irving Fryer that can clear it out deep.
Ready to start the second quarter now at Foxborough. The Jets with a 7-0 lead. The Patriots just got their biggest gainer. A 19-yard pass. Hugh Millen to his tight end, Marv Cook. Millen comes in, completing 63% of his throws. He's been sacked a lot, 25 times. Now he makes another good throw downfield. And again, he delivers the ball to tight end Marv Cook.
Defensively, Mo Lewis.
And the Patriots are starting to move the ball on the Jets.
Using all those high percentage passes, and that's the way they move their offense, by using those high percentage passes and letting Marv Cook work between the linebackers.
Big story early in the game is the passing of Ken O'Brien to the Jets. He's hit 8 of 10 for 80 yards, getting him downfield for that go-ahead touchdown.
For those of you just tuning in looking for Bob Trumpy, he's not here.
He's in Hawaii. Now the Patriots go to the power run. The Jets really looking to free up the football. They made no bones about it. They're going to try to beat up Leonard Russell. This guy is a big target, and he is tough. 22 years old today out of Arizona State. And McPherson, as he was telling us yesterday, Ahmad, he expected him to really go after Leonard Russell. Everybody does. This guy's hurting all over, but he's just so tough. He's in there every week.
That's the life of a running back. I've always often said that running back is the toughest position in professional football because every time you carry the ball, you get hit by 3 or 4 different people. And during the course of the week, you can't even walk till about Saturday, then Sunday you play again.
Bang. A big stick put on Leonard Russell. Mo Lewis, who can do some hitting. Mo takes it very seriously. Has an unlisted phone number out in Long Island. Nobody can call him. He concentrates all week. 2 people get a call from every day. His fiance and his mother. That's it.
And the rest of the time he's concentrating on football?
They don't want to hear from anybody.
Mo, lighten up, babe.
Don't call me. I'll call you.
It's a big world out there.
He's been some draft choice. Outstanding. He got the job right in training camp. Has started every step of the way. Millen sacked by Lagerman, and now a penalty marker comes in from way back. The back judge fired one in from 50 yards off the play.
Mo Lewis appeared to have hit Cook after he was downfield.
The sack, a 10-yard loss. But this might all be negated.
Illegal contact, number 57 of the defense.
Good call. It was indeed Mo Lewis.
Oh, the concentrating Mo Lewis wasn't concentrating on that one. But Lagerman, who had told us yesterday that he had a lot of new pass rushing techniques that he had been working on, obviously one of them worked. It went for naught, but still he's becoming a better pass rusher every single week.
But his 7th pass sack of the season is off the board now. He had it for a moment, but it's taken away by a penalty. It's first down, Patriots. Russell turns in, turns out, and goes down for a loss of a yard on the play. Lewis comes back and gets him. Millen also throwing the ball well, although he hasn't thrown it often.
Yeah, he's perfect. 3 for 3 for 30 yards. And the way they have been unsuccessful running the ball, he's going to have to throw the ball a lot more for them to get down the field. Leonard Russell, when you first look up here, you say, well, wait a minute, Leonard Russell, whatever happened to John Stevens? He's here, but Leonard Russell has beaten him out. And John Stevens, one of the best backs in the league.
On 2nd and 10, here comes the big rush. They screen it. And running high with the ball is Russell. Excellent defense by the Jets. They gave the full rush, and yet we're ready for the screen. Dick Corey, the Patriots offensive coordinator, telling us yesterday that we're going to try to offset all that front 7 speed and pass rush by screens and draws.
And here you see the screen here. Millen letting the line come in, then firing it out to Russell, who catches it one-handed. Now watch Hasty come up and put the hit on Russell. Excellent play by James Hasty. Stopped for no gain.
And that brings up 3rd down, and in this quarter, it's the Patriots working into that strong north wind. John Stevens in the backfield as Millen, a big quarterback, 6'5", 220, out of the University of Washington, sets in the gun. Penalty markers down. Bruce Armstrong, the left tackle, looked like he might have set in pass blocking before the snap, 78.
Before the snap, number 78, false start, 5 yards. It's still 3rd down.
You watch the center of the line, you'll see the movement by Armstrong. There it is right there. Obviously, he thought it was on 2 and it was on 3.
That'll make it 3rd down and 15.
These things happen in this
They
game.
do happen. Does Bruce Cosler have Mo Lewis's number?
Oh, no, I don't think anybody does. He will call you if he needs to talk to you. And he doesn't need to talk to anybody but his fiancé and his parents. Millen fires. Whoa, what a play by McMurtry. Greg McMurtry, who was an All-American baseball player at Michigan, dives at the ball, a 15-yard gain. The spot is going to be a foot short of the first down.
An excellent throw here by Millen. He puts it where only McMurtry can catch it. He lays out. Did that ball come out of there? Looked like it came out of there and bounced back up to him.
Whatever's fair. Now they're going to take a look, it looks like.
Yeah, that ball looked like it bounced out of there.
McPherson's from Maine. That's quite apparent because he's like a polar bear out there. He likes this weather. And we're talking about chill factors down in the teens at least.
45-second clock at 19.
Of course, he's not just standing there. He's moving around, keeping himself warm. I look at him and I think about my coach, Bud Grant. What a difference. Bud never moved.
Half the time he was frozen stiff standing out there.
I think that's what it was.
They are reviewing the play. Tomczak has thrown to Charles Wilson for a Packer touchdown.
Watch the ball. It looks like it's caught now. Now watch it come out between his feet, hit the ground, and came up. I don't think that's a catch. That ball came out of there.
Packers lead the Vikings 14-7. Bears have tied up the Colts 7-all on a Harbaugh touchdown run.
There's a difference between the two coaches on these two sidelines. Bruce Cosler, very cool and calculated.
Well, they said about it was particularly a jolt when McPherson came in with his unabated enthusiasm because they had Rod Rust here last year, who makes the quiet man look boisterous, and then they had before him they had Raymond Berry, who had very little to say also.
Yeah, they went from Rod Rust, who was a mummy on the sideline, to Coach Mack, who is excited, and all the guys say it's genuine. You know, if it's not genuine, then you don't buy it. But if it's genuine, hey, the guy enjoys being in this business. So
like
take
Andre
what
Tippett
you
said.
can.
Yeah, Tippett's saying we we got to keep him quiet during the week, and then we let him go on Sunday. But he'd be blowing the lid off all week. But as you say, Matt, it is legit. They like it.
Coach Mack. I think when I grew up and I thought of coach, in my mind, it looked just like Coach Mack.
Yeah.
And he is a football coach.
10 years at Syracuse, a very successful program there, and then at age 60, he leaves to take over a 1-15 NFL team. If at first you do succeed, try something harder.
The officials are having a problem trying to figure out where to spot the ball.
Terrence Mathis is back for the punt. But in due course it comes as McCarthy standing back at his 41-yard line.
And in case they do need a little help, we could go to our replay and figure out where the ball was.
McCarthy will hit it into the wind. It's tough to get any distance. It's equally tough to field it for number 81 you're looking at, Terrence Mathis. High punt. The wind stops it. And the ball is down smartly by Marvin Allen at the 6-yard line. 40-yard punt, and as you see, no return. Yet start off on offense when we come back. Greg Robinson of the Jets working on technique with his pass rushers. Right now the Jets offense is on the field. Jets leading at 7-0. First and 10 at the 6-yard line. O'Brien fires hard and makes the connection out to the 17-yard line. Rob Moore makes the catch and is quickly hit by Vincent Brown, but it's an 11-yard New York gain.
The Patriots told us yesterday they wanted to force O'Brien into being a drop-back passer, but when O'Brien has time, he is one of the more accurate passers in the league. You see him here just stick this ball right between two people to Rob Moore. Excellent play by the entire Jet offense. They gave the quarterback time, he delivered the ball, and it was caught.
O'Brien eludes the rush, swings it out. Blair Thomas still on the run. He's out close to the 30-yard line. An 11-yard gain again for the Jets as on this cold, windy day at Foxborough. O'Brien mixing his play calling and effective with virtually everything he executes.
I think they've so far had 12 passes and 10 runs, but you'll also see O'Brien elude a defender and still looking downfield. It's one thing to scramble around, but good quarterbacks keep looking down the field to try to find an open receiver, and O'Brien finds Blair Thomas wide open.
And a smart play by Blair Thomas. He saw his quarterback in trouble and scrambling. He came back to him and then turned it upfield for a first down gain. Baxter protects the ball with both arms as he hits on a first down carry for a 4-yard gain out to the 32. As we check the Budweiser 10-minute ticker. Andre Tippett and Vincent Brown were on the last tackle.
33, it'll be second and 5, Jets.
Minnesota playing outdoors, where they used to win all the time.
Now they can't handle it.
They can't handle it. Too cold.
Game moving along quickly. 8:20 to play in the first half. Second and a long 5. Baxter runs hard. Agnew 92 and Liptet, one of the corners, came up to make the tackle on Brad Baxter, who's averaging 3.5 yards a carry, a punishing runner. Yet say that he's about as subtle as a train wreck the way he goes into a defense. He's looking to hit people.
And he does a fine job of picking cracks in the defensive line. He broke that ball back and found an open spot and ran it for the first down. Rob Moore told us that last week's game embarrassed them, and their practice this week was much more up-tempo than the week before that.
O'Brien airs it out. First down. It's Lonnie Ronnie Lepet had the ball served up to him. He had an open track to the end zone, but all for naught, as he was hitting a bad place. Right in the hands.
There you see miscommunication between wide receiver and quarterback. O'Brien expecting Rob Moore to break this ball into the post. Underneath the never behind him, but underneath him. Anytime you break behind the cornerback, it ends up being an interception because he put that ball right in the line. You see O'Brien expecting that cut underneath the defensive back, doesn't get it, and it almost goes the other way.
As you pointed out a long time ago, Ahmad, if he could catch it, he'd be playing offense.
That's right.
Lepet. Al Toon can catch it. He's been doing that a lot today. He's caught 5 already. Maurice Hurst runs him out of bounds, but the Jets continue to move the ball downfield. Next Sunday, NBC Sports presents an exciting NFL football doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. Then you'll see the AFC East leader, the Buffalo Bills, take on these Patriots. The two teams met 2 weeks ago in Foxborough. The Bills had to hold off a late Patriot charge for a 22-17 win. In the second game of the doubleheader, some will see the Chargers meet the Jets, others the Dolphins against the Bears. Check your local listings next Sunday on NBC. Ken O'Brien on third and less than a yard. Takes it himself, and he's ahead for a first down.
It's interesting how the Jets use Al Toon in their offense. They use him. I mean, a 5 or 6 yard pass, I guess, is as good as a run. Tarkenton used to always say that to me. You know, what's the difference if I run it for 5 yards or we throw a little quick 5-6 yard pass? And Toon, being the possession receiver that he is excellent at those little short routes. The only thing that I'm sure he would like to do more is get into the end zone.
Markers down all over before the snap of the ball. Al Toon putting up Hall of Fame numbers. He now has.
Before the snap, number 69, false start, 5 yards.
On Criswell of the Jets. Toon has 463 career receptions. That's a lot.
And yes, that is quite a few. And the way he's going to have about 800 if he plays 4 or 5 more years.
He has 51 this season. As we mentioned, he's averaged 70 a season, 70 receptions a season his previous 6 years. And O'Brien keeps putting up the numbers throwing the ball.
10 for 14, 115 yards.
7-0 Jets on a short touchdown burst by A.B. Brown. Again, O'Brien very accurate, throwing the out pattern to Rob Moore. Lepet covering for the Jets. Go on first down with something as good as a 5 or 6 yard run. And they get back the lost yardage.
You get those big rangy receivers like that and hit them with those little quick out balls. All they need to do is break one tackle and they're off to the races. And that's why they use Toon and Moore the way they do, because they're big, strong receivers that are able to break a tackle by a defensive back and maybe be off to the races. Moore's caught 4 for 39 yards.
It's 2nd down and 10 for the Jets. O'Brien takes a deep look. Now he has to hurry, and they're going to... This is a serious problem for Ken O'Brien, as he does well to release the ball and save a sack loss, which would have been almost 25 yards. Johnny Hector was somewhere in the vicinity of where he threw the ball and legally grounded it.
Ken O'Brien has improved so much in this area of his game. I mean, in the past, this would have been a sack. But you see him looking downfield, trying to find a receiver, can't find one. Nice move here. Now he goes into this little snake run to try to get away from these big defensive backs, and he's able to at least get rid of the ball. Yeah, that was a good job by O'Brien, getting rid of the ball and throwing it where no one else could catch it.
Jets with 3rd and 10. Bang. Blair Thomas is blasted by Tim Gordon, well short of a first down, and the Jets will have to punt it.
That was an open field tackle.
Yeah.
And those are the hardest kind.
Tim Gordon passing out headaches out there.
Certainly did. He did not hesitate to come up and
What a stick.
And put that stick on.
Here's Aguiar. Failed as a passer today. But in a sense, he was very successful because they got the interference call that led to 1st and goal on a fake field goal. And then A.B. Brown scored. A high punt up in the air by Aguiar. Irving Fryer back. He's not going to go touch that. And the Jets can't save it. Burkett was down, but it took a quick hop into the end zone. 45-yard punt, but 20 comes off on the touchback, 25 net. Patriots get it at the moment. With Ahmad Rashad, this is Don Criqui back at Foxborough. Jets with 154 yards total offense to just 34 for the Patriots.
The Jets, I'm sure, have dominated time of possession so far in the game also.
Millen looking to throw off the long count. Here comes the rush. Whatever that is, it's not what he wanted. The Jets pick it off. Scott Mercereau, of all people.
And Jeff Lageman is the man responsible for that interception. He tipped the ball just as Millen was getting ready to throw it. He was the one putting the pressure on Millen in the first place, but just before Millen released the ball, Lageman just tipped the back end of it, threw it way up in the air like a pop fly.
Not too often you'll see a defensive tackle intercept a ball downfield. Lewis also put a lot of heat on along with Lageman, as the Patriots have now turned it over twice today.
You'll see, watch Millen, number 7, and then just over the top, that's Mo Lewis that tipped the ball. Just over the top, Mo Lewis gets his hand on the ball, which forces the interception. I'll have to call Mo and tell him I made a mistake, except I don't have his number.
And aren't likely to get it. Blair Thomas runs it inside the 30 down to the 28. They're running off the right side. Wayne White, 312 pounds, the road grader moving people out. See the giveaway takeaway numbers.
There is Mo. I'm sorry, it was you that tipped the ball. Guess I have to tell him this way, seeing that I can't call him.
The other guys want to talk to him. They can't talk to him during the week. They can't get him. Second down and 5. O'Brien fires. That's offensive interference, and there's no flag. Blatant offensive interference by Moore. The official standing right there didn't call it.
Very slick by Rob Moore. That was a slick because that was an interception. Rob Moore knowing
We're a long way from the field. We can see.
James Hurst was going to have a jump on this ball. Watch him reach out and just pull him down. Flat out
Back.
offensive interference. And there you see an official standing right in front.
O'Brien now 12 of 18 throwing the ball for 125 yards. Third down and 5. O'Brien with a wind at his back. Got some time. He fires. He's got a man down inside the 10-yard line. Altoon is down to the 7.
Altoon is so dangerous when he runs those crossing patterns over the middle. First of all, if you have watched Altoon over the years, you know that he is fearless coming over the middle. And O'Brien here, looking for a receiver downfield, knows that he's got Toon coming across the middle. And Toon, very Toon-like, makes the reception in traffic. I don't know, every time I think of Toon catching balls across the middle, you always see him get knocked for flips, but he's always coming up with the reception.
Jets with a big advantage in time of possession, now looking to take a down edge on the scoreboard. They lead 7-0 in their first and goal from the 7. O'Brien on the run. There's a throw and a catch. Touchdown Jets to Chris Burkett. And O'Brien with his 7th touchdown throw of the year. The 4th touchdown reception by Burkett.
The book on O'Brien when he came into the league that he could not move around. He was not mobile. You watch him here, scramble around and still looking downfield for a receiver, finds Chris Burkett. Excellent play by not only Burkett, as you see him run the fade pattern, and then break it back inside. O'Brien puts it right there. Great play by those two players.
Pat Leahy ready to try the point after. He nails nails it. And with 2:37 to go in the first half, the Jets have taken command of A.B. Brown touchdown run of a yard, and now the touchdown pass. O'Brien to Burkett. It's 14-0 Jets. Last week against the Colts, the Jets have really looked sharp today, particularly number 7, Ken O'Brien, hitting receivers all over the field. His last throw to Burkett for a touchdown from 22 yards out. Now Aguiar kicks off. One hopper downfield. It's picked up. Running with the ball is John Vaughn. He can break it. And Vaughn, the All-American a season ago at Michigan, is out to the 32-yard line. A.B. Brown was the special teams tackler for the Jets.
To the 32-yard line, where it'll be first and 10 for
Television. It's the network premiere of the box office smash Back to the Future 3, the hilarious comedy about the continuing adventures of Marty McFly. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd star in Back to the Future 3 tonight on NBC.
I enjoyed all those Back to the Future.
They're good.
Very good movie. The Patriots have 30 yards passing, only 4 yards rushing.
And they're changing horses now. They're taking big Leonard Russell, who the Jets have targeted and have blasted, and they put in some speed in John Vaughn.
They need some kind of a breakaway runner badly.
We saw him break a 99-yard kickoff return at Phoenix earlier this year. Here's John Vaughn turning it outside. And instead of going off tackle, they bounce it to the outside, and John Vaughn's ahead for a gain of about 6 yards. Now we're going to go to NFL Live in New York, and Bob Costas. Bob?
All right, Don, the big one at Arrowhead. Atop the AFC West are the Broncos and the Chiefs, each at 7-3. Here is Gaston Green, the former Ram, with a big run. This is why Bobby Humphrey can't get back into the lineup these days for the Broncos. 60 yards for Green and the touchdown. Broncos reclaim the lead at KC, 10-7. And Ahmad, welcome back to the NFL.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. While we were at the update, the Patriots hit an over-the-middle pass play to tight end Ben Coates. And now we're down to the 2-minute warning. 1:59 to play as a Jet is attended to. Shaken up on the play was Dennis Byrd. The game. He'll be in the emergency room in about an hour.
I've never understood why people do that.
Quite possibly not a well man.
Embarrassing his parents like that.
Michael Timpson's in the game now. A fleet wide receiver. First down and 10 for New England. Jets lead it 14-0. Hugh Millen, soft throw, and Irving Fryer has it tipped away by James Hasty, who the Jet coaches laud as a Pro Bowl cornerback if there ever was one. As we look at the Budweiser 10-minute ticker.
10 from the 45-yard.
Washington building up a big lead on the Steelers at Pittsburgh. Bears and the Colts still tied.
Minnesota finally on the board.
That coaching position is going to change next season, Ahmad.
Well, it certainly looks like that, and there have been so many rumors about who will be the new man.
A lot of people are speculating it might be Lou Holtz. Big rush by the Jets. Dennis Byrd, whose sack production's been off this year, but he steps up a notch today with this is his 3rd of the season. He had 13 last season.
He certainly has been on a drought, and I tell you what, this feels good to Dennis Byrd.
20.
He just came straight up the middle, and Millen had no chance to get rid of the ball. As it's always funny, guys get sacks and then they beat each other up.
So the Jets, after losing to the Colts, come out today and look every bit a playoff team, although it's going to be a long road for them with some tough road games for the Jets. They have still have to go to Buffalo, to Miami, have to go to Detroit over the last 6 weeks.
Doesn't get any easier, but if you're a playoff team, you have to beat those kinds of teams. Otherwise, you just barely get in the playoffs and you get beat the first round. I think that you just need to gain momentum and not really worry about, have the teams that you have to play worry about you rather than you worry about them, if you're a legitimate playoff team.
Coming up shortly, the Domino's Pizza NFL halftime report with Bob, Bill, and O.J. Boys right now digging into one of those sausage with green peppers.
I was just getting ready to say, I imagine those guys are probably halfway through a couple of them Domino's pizzas as we speak.
Third down and 21 for the Patriots. And again, Armstrong, the left tackle, starts early.
Markers are down on the play.
A lot early.
Snap. Ball start, number 78, 5 yards. Still third down.
I mentioned earlier that in the National Football League, teams' intensity is always the same, whether it's a good team or a bad team. It's just that the bad teams don't win because they make too many mistakes. It's different from in college. Bad teams, they don't even play well or play hard. At this level, everybody plays hard. It's the ones that don't make the mistakes that win.
And this is a veteran who's been to the Pro Bowl, Bruce Armstrong, who's committed that same foul twice. Here's a throw to an open Mar Cook. The big tight end on the run on 3rd and 26. He got back about 18, but not enough. And the Patriots have to punt it with 1:30 to go in the first half. Jets calling a timeout to get as much time as they can muster for a final drive. Mathis with the gloves on, ready to run back the punt. And ready to hit it into the wind is lanky Sean McCarthy from Purdue. Jets had the all-out rush on, almost got to it. Ball takes a Patriot roll, and it'll be down at the 18-yard line. So Ken O'Brien, who's been hot on this cold day with a minute and 20 seconds left to play in the first half, gets set to lead the offense out, getting some final counsel from Coach Coslett. A 36-yard punt by McCarthy.
O'Brien really impressive here today, not so much with his passing accuracy, but his mobility.
Yeah, he's moved around well.
Because the Patriots felt like if they could just force him to being a drop-back passer, they had a chance to win the game. That has not been the case. He has been so effective as a drop-back passer today.
O'Brien steps in, delivers the ball. It's good for a gain of about 7 yards. Out to the 26-yard line. Terrence Mathis, number 81, was the man who caught it.
Terrence Mathis on the reception.
A minute to play, another throw, and yet another catch by Mathis. This on a quick hit to the near sideline. But the tackler, David Poole, who was victimized twice last week by the Miami Dolphins for touchdown throws, keeps the receiver, Mathis, inbounds, and the clock running. Down to 40 seconds to play in the half.
Timeout!
And O'Brien doing an excellent job of bringing his team down the field.
Mathis again. 33 seconds to go in the first half. The Jets with a timeout. They beat them here at Foxborough. Meanwhile, in the stands, the beat goes on. The Conehead is alive and well.
Can we have a shot of him in the fourth quarter before they put him on that stretcher?
What's that? The Vikings used to say to each other on Coach Grant, don't go to sleep out here?
It gets real cold, and we'd be out practicing way too long, and everybody started talking about, whatever you do, don't go to sleep.
That's lights out.
That's right. He would ignore that and keep us out there a little longer.
And he wouldn't even let you guys wear long underwear.
No long
gloves.
underwear, no gloves, no hand warmers, no heaters.
Well, what would didn't he think his team could possibly play better?
Out on the field, we're resetting the 25-second clock at 25.
I honestly thought he was nuts, you know, because it was that cold that it was like, wait a minute, no heaters, no gloves, no long johns. But nobody would listen to me. They were in such a habit of doing it, they just went on out on the field.
O'Brien hands off on 2nd and 10. And running hard is Freeman McNeil. Good to see that veteran, the Jets' all-time leading rusher, back in the lineup. He's had a knee strain that has responded to treatment. Jets down to 19 seconds. O'Brien trying to get him in field goal range. A downfield throw. And the ball is lost by Chris Burkett. O'Brien with a laser-sharp pass.
The ball was just tipped before it got to Burkett, and he couldn't keep his eye on it, but a Very nice throw by O'Brien.
It was 17 of 24 for the day for almost 180 yards.
You see, Hurst just gets his hand on it, and also Burkett is looking back into the sun.
There's Maurice Hurst as O'Brien now sets up with 14 seconds to play. So they need a deep throw to get in field goal range. They do have a strong wind at Pat Leahy's back if they send him out. Well done by the Jets as Rob Moore comes back at the ball at the 34-yard line. Be a 51-yard field goal attempt.
Good work by Rob Moore for that 16-yard reception. Even though they're playing, what New England wants to do is not give up the big bomb. But in doing that, trying to prevent the touchdown, they give up these 16, 18-yard catches, which brings the Jets down into field goal range. You think New England will be watching for the fake kick?
Well, hey, you just said something, because the holder's O'Brien. Normally the holder, Aguiar, is. Aguiar's going to actually kick it now, so O'Brien's going to hold. Aguiar's the kickoff man. He's more long range than Pat Leahy. He hits it. He's got the accuracy and the distance. Penalty markers down.
Number 96 was off the line. Only 61 yards clear. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Mark Gunn, number 96, was illegally lined up. So Aguiar, the punter and the kickoff man, gets a chance at a field goal and hits it from 51 yards out. But it comes back.
Those are the kind of mistakes that make a coach go crazy. Bud Grant used to say, you know what, you could actually get that guy with no clothes on to go out there and line up in the right spot.
Home run ball. Incomplete. It did draw a crowd. But O'Brien, with an excellent first half of football, has led the Jets to a 14-0 lead. Bob Costas is next.